Alright, another one. I know it's only the next day, but I had a little bit of free time before I gotta go to work. And this is how I want to spend it. I really just want to play the game, and I don't know what else I want to do. So, we're gonna do the actual small episode today. Once it starts. Damn, always loading screen. Okay, there we go. I think I would just start off by describing my day. I had a house tour today for an apartment that I was looking at, and it went pretty well, honestly. In fact, I'm really underselling it. I decided that's like what I'm gonna go for. Because it's much nicer than the other place I was looking at. It's much nicer than the other place I was looking at, and I don't know. It just has a lot of things that I like about it. But before I get into that, I just want to start general. So went to that. It went pretty well. Stuck around for a while to talk to my soon-to-be roommates and the guy that I'm going to be replacing. And it seems pretty promising and safe, if I'm being honest. After that, I went to this like soul food thing that this campus ministry has going on Thursdays. It's just some free food, and like they talk about God and stuff, but I didn't stick around for that because it's not really my style. So I went to that. Actually, no, I did stick around for a bit to talk to this old man about religion a little bit and what I thought of it and shit. Because I thought the message they were talking about was pretty cool, honestly. It wasn't really about God. It was about how to improve yourself, and from what he told me, how to better handle your emotions and shit. So I thought that was pretty cool. So we had a little conversation about it, and then I went to go eat my food. Also ended up running into one of my old friends, so that's nice to reconnect with him again. Damn. So that's nice. It was nice to reconnect with him again, and I said that we should keep in touch. So hopefully he stays true to that, because he seemed happy to see me too, which is cool. So ate my food, and then after that I just kind of skated here, or to the bus stop, and then rode the bus home, because I gotta go to work soon, and I don't really have anything else to do now. I feel so much better. I feel so much better now that I got an apartment. Cause that was just kind of stressing me out a bit. I'm still a little stressed because I got like work and shit to do, but that finding that place and having it be so nice felt like a huge load off my shoulders. So I feel pretty good right now. I got my usual sadness, but nothing crazy. Oh, that's unfortunate. I think today's usual sadness just includes a bit from last night, where I was just kind of feeling a bit of, I don't know how to describe it, but I was just a bit sad because I just had social needs that weren't being met. Like, and I made a note about it, just saying how like I do have some good friends, despite how much I complain about not having very good friendships. But the problem is like the legitimate 2 people that are pretty decent to me. Their work is just way overshadowed by all the tough experiences that I have. By all the tough experiences that I have with other people. And another unfortunate thing for them is that they, I don't really get to see them in person. Because one of them is in Nashville and the other is autistic, I guess. I don't fucking know. But I just don't get to see her very often. Oh my lord. I just don't get to see her very often. So because of that, and the fact that they're kind of inconsistent, it's really hard for their kindness and care to compete with the really shitty experience I've had. Oh wow, I really botched that. I'm getting a lot of air. So this is kind of the general overview. It's only 12:33 and I got up at 8 to go meet the guy. So not too much has happened. Oh, that's unfortunate. Not too much has happened. But I just wanted to, I don't know, come and talk for a bit. I don't think I'll call this one a self-therapy session. I'm just kind of chatting. That was kind of cool. Oh, that's unfortunate. I guess to be particular about the kind of work I need. Oh my god, actually. So, you know, like I said, I felt pretty good after, you know, the experience with the people at the apartment. But it turned bittersweet after. Because, you know, with that cleared up, I still have a bunch of other stuff. And a big thing was I had forgotten that my homie had asked me to help him with his rent. Cause he, so his girlfriend was living with her friend. His girlfriend was living with her friend. His girlfriend was living with her friend. And her friend can't be in the apartment for some reason anymore. So she was willing to, you know, give the lease to him and her, which was nice. So, you know, they got an apartment. But since it was so sudden, he didn't have time to prepare for it. But the thing is, he has the money to cover his half, but she doesn't, and she never has actually. That's why I don't really fuck with her anymore, cause she just, the shit she gets herself into is just insane. But she notoriously never has all of her rent. So, you know, he asked me when he found out about it, like, I think a week or two ago. He asked me that, you know, if I'd have, I think 500 to spare. And I was uncertain, but I told him, you know, I'll try. That if he didn't need an answer right now, then we'll just see what happens. But this place I'm moving into, they want 300 for this month's rent. And I like, I'll also have to pay my rent, obviously, since I'm not moving out yet and get my name off the lease yet. So I'll be paying 2 rents. And then he reminded me of that. I was like, damn, so I gotta pay 3 rents. So that was really unfortunate to learn and kind of stressful. And I just kind of felt bad because, I mean, I want to help the homie out. Especially since the place he's living at right now isn't a great environment because of the people. So that was just kind of unfortunate. Why did I go back into ramp? Okay, that's annoying. So that was just kind of unfortunate, honestly. And then I fucking got this court shit. Oh, I made it. I have I had a court case for serving alcohol to a minor unintentionally. It was an ABC check and I failed. Because I believe it was because I misread the date, but I can't remember. They didn't show me the ID again. They just said you fucked up and you gotta go to court. So go to court I did, and it was just like a public sessions court, general sessions court. So the judge was like, all right, cool, do this class to get your case dismissed, and he handed me a little paper. For some, I don't know how, but I ended up losing the paper. I ended up losing the paper. I ended up losing the paper that had the information on it to the website where I would. Oh, that was kind of sick. To the website where I would be, you know, getting the class. Where I would be getting the class. And so I just couldn't do it. So I went back to the place to hopefully get a copy, and that was just a hassle. But eventually I got the information for the website, and I learned that the fucking class is $92. So that's something else I gotta pay for, actually. I just remembered. Again. The class is $92. So that's even more money that I don't really have, honestly. And I'm contemplating not paying it because I kind of can't really. But I worry that if I don't pay it and then go to the next court check-in, the judge gonna be like, damn, you don't got it? Fine. And I couldn't even afford the goddamn test, so how am I gonna afford a fine? But you know, court logic. I assume that they just won't care. So I'm a little worried about that, trying to figure that out. Fuck, why did I bring up the court case? I lost my train of thought. Let me see. I'm trying to regain my thought here. But yeah, court case, rent, homie rent, new rent, lots of stuff to pay for, and then, you know, I still got school shit to work on. I still got school shit to work on too. So, like, I just got a busy ass schedule. I just got a busy schedule. Cause I don't have anything due today, but you know, calculus class, I talked about this last time, that's gonna take multiple days. That is definitely gonna be a multiple day venture to learn and then actually do the homework. And then I have, you know, lab due, a lab for computer science due on Tuesday, and I have computer science homework due Monday. I'm trying to think about it too hard because I know I'll figure it out. I usually do. I have so many moments like this in my life where I'm freaking out for no reason. Well, I mean, I'm freaking out for a good reason, but I'm making myself anxious needlessly. I have no reason to believe that I'm not capable of finishing it. It's just thinking about it. I guess it's just really intimidating. I think it's a good way to put it. Um, but yeah, bittersweet. That's the point. You know, I got all this other shit on my brain, on my cranium. Ah, damn it. That's just kind of taking up my brain space. So yeah, I don't really know what to do. Not yet, at least. I think it should be restated that the relief I felt from it should be reiterated that the relief I felt from getting the like the apartment and having that be such to have it turn out so well was a huge relief. And I think it's important that I just try to focus on that feeling, I guess. Because, I mean, I was feeling really good about it. And I just started thinking about all this other gunk. So, I'm trying not to let it get to me too bad. Because, I mean, I just have a lot of things going on that just ain't how I want it to be. But it's cool. What time is it? Oh, yeah, I still got time actually. I work tonight. And Halloween's tonight. I don't really have anything planned. Well, not anymore for Halloween. So I'm not upset that I got work on Halloween. I don't really care. Because again, I don't have anything planned, so I don't really have a reason to care. But how do I say this? I don't know. I'm actually not even sure what I want to say. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah. You know, there's another great example of my lack of patience. Anything happens, I gotta report that shit immediately. I mean, it's just, honestly, like, I guess I shouldn't be too hard on myself for that. Like, this kind of just is my hobby, to be honest. I really do enjoy, I really do enjoy talking about this stuff. Because of psychology and shit and figuring it out. Oh, unlucky. It's just I've been a bit more feely recently, so I gotta be careful not to mistake those feelings for anything genuine, I guess. Or like, I gotta make sure I don't get caught in that loop that is really troublesome for me. But I think I'm doing a pretty good job at it, you know, practicing letting go here and there. I'm just really anxious, honestly. Like, but it's not always a bad anxious. I just feel restless. Like, there's a lot of shit that I want to do or improve on or fix or, you know, just like experience, I guess. And those desires or urges or whatever all come at once. And so it just kind of leaves me feeling anxiety. And it's also, or anxious. And it's also why, okay, that was actually kind of funny. Fucking hit my head. Oh shit, the hiccups. But that's also kind of why I'll turn the music back on. I just realized the music's off. That's also why Um, that's also why shit, what? Anxiety. Fuck, what was I talking about? Damn it. Oh, you fucking bitch. That's also why, damn, why what? Oh no! I had such a good thought forming. Anxious, anxiety, restless. Oh, that's also why I have a hard time explaining how I feel. It's not that I don't want to, it's just I don't know how to articulate it because it's always a mix. You know what I mean? It's always a mix somehow. Like there's always some good, some bad. Even if I just had a pretty rough experience. Unless it was just like that deep or that intense. Oh, unlucky. Unless it was that rough or intense, I usually have trouble explaining it. Because if it's not that deep, like it might have bothered me, but I guess out of habit, I like don't let it, and thus I just don't really process it either. So like, I genuinely feel like I'm fine, but you know there was something that bothered me, and I think if stuff like that, you know, stacks enough, that it really just kind of jumbles all together, and it's really hard to tell them apart. I think a big thing with ADHD is that like everything's restless. So everything's restless. So like, oh, see, it's happening now. Everything is restless. And because you're restless, you try to solve that. Your brain does anyway. Tries to solve that by, you know, getting out, expressing it, you know, releasing some of that pressure. But it doesn't know how to do that properly. So it tries to do it all at once, and it just never goes well. It just never goes well. And it makes it hard to articulate my thoughts and feelings. Yeah. And also because I'm so used to feeling restless, that when I finally do get it out, and I'm done, like I still keep looking for more, because I'm not used to that being all. So like when I finish a thought in one of these, for example, like I immediately start thinking about what else to say, or not even what else to say, but specifically what else to say about what I just talked about, despite that topic being finished. So it's really hard to know when I'm done. I don't know how to explain it. But like simply, it's just I'm restless all the time, and trying to organize thoughts and feelings to articulate them is a huge struggle. Is a huge struggle. Fuck. I lost my train of thought again. It's a huge struggle. Because, or is trying to organize my thoughts and feelings is a huge struggle. Which makes it a struggle to articulate those, obviously, because I'm trying to pick what, you know, thought or idea or feeling that I'm trying to convey, but my brain is like, nah, we're gonna do all. It's like I can't even, it's like I can't pick sometimes. Sometimes it's a bit overwhelming, and it's just like a bunch of thoughts at once. But sometimes it's like I want to talk about something or think about something or express something, and my brain just won't let me access it. It just won't let me pick it. And it's like, no, we should think about this thing instead, or we should think about nothing at all. I'm just like, bruh. It's like when a waiter takes away your plate too early. Like, motherfucker, I was still eating that. Bring that shit back. And that analogy can also be used for when oh, that's huge actually. That analogy can also be used for when I lose thoughts while I'm in them, while I'm talking about them. Like, what the fuck you mean I lost my train of thought? I was literally just talking about it. How could that happen? How could it? Like, that shit baffles me every time it happens. And it's happened a few times during this. And that's another thing of like, maybe I lost my train of thought because there was just no more that I had to say on it. But I'll never fucking know because it's just gone from my brain. It's just gone. Oh my god. That never does what I needed to. But yeah, it's just unfortunate. I talk a lot about my ADHD. I hope that doesn't get to a tiring topic. I hope that doesn't become an exhausting topic to listen to. It's just so complex and multifaceted and nuanced. And it's just still the shit that happens to me amazes me to this day. Cause it's just like, come on. Oh, I see what happened. It still amazes me. And it's just insane completely. Oh, I like this song. But yeah, that shit tough. I think so I don't talk about my ADHD all the time. It would help to no, I should have just ended it. Fuck. It would help to just talk about the more mundane things that I don't mention. Slow down a little bit. And just talk about the smaller parts. Because usually something can come from those. It's just, I don't know. Something always stops me. What? I don't know. But it does. Like sometimes, you know, a particular example is I'll try to think of stuff to talk about, and maybe I'll get an idea in my head. But like I'll start like feeling emotional about it, and because you know my body's natural response to that is to just kind of block it out. I kind of shy away from doing that. I kind of shy away from doing it. So, you know, I think about something I want to talk about, and maybe I'll get a little emotional, or just start feeling emotion. Period. And so I'll just be like, okay, maybe not, because that's like a Pavlov, like a shot collar type shit. You know, emotion is not a positive thing in my brain. Which is could be another interesting topic. I guess I'll touch on it a little bit. Just like I don't get emotional. I try not to. I don't feel things. I'm not apathetic. But I am indifferent and objective and nonchalant usually. And I hate that I have to use that word now, but in my defense, I was using that shit before it was cool and mainstream. Hell, my dad was using that shit to describe me. But I just, how do I describe it? How do I describe it? That is a really good question. Like, because like it's hard to describe purely because I've been doing it for so long that it's just kind of who I am. So I don't question it anymore. But like, I Oh, I intellectualize my emotions. Like, it's been so long since I've become aware of that. Because I've just accepted that that's just what I do. That I just kind of forgot how to articulate that. But yeah, intellectualize my emotions. I hope I'm saying that right. And that just means to like analyze your emotions instead of feeling them. Like, I disagree with people who say it's just inherently bad to analyze your emotions and try to find some reason in them. But all emotions don't always have reasoning. They can be irrational and still be valid. And so I was a problem solver, I always was. So I would combat these feelings, these negative feelings that I didn't want to feel anymore by trying to fix it. And that was just how, I taught myself to deal with that. 'Cause I didn't really know how else to fix it. I mean, it made sense at the time if you really think about it. Like, I'm not feeling great. That is just a straight up problem. No one likes to not feel good. So I'm gonna try to make myself feel better. Find a solution. But you can't find a solution to a problem that you don't know the cause of. So I try to figure out why I'm feeling this way, and understand it. And I don't think it went terribly. I think I just used it improperly, so I ended up developing with bad tendencies, bad habits when it came to dealing with my emotions. But yeah, like intellectualizing your emotions and trying to understand them, but without feeling it is just not great. Let me see. Let me think about how to say this. That's how I always did it. Essentially, that's just how I've always done it. It's how it's always been. So if it wasn't that deep, I'd brush it off. And if it was impacting me and sticking with me, the feeling, I mean, then I would try to figure it out. And I don't know, I think I'm having trouble saying what was wrong with that. My bus alarm. I'm having trouble saying what went wrong with that. That was a pretty good I'm having trouble saying what was wrong with that, I guess. I get why, I've had it explained to me and it makes sense, the logic, but I'm struggling to figure out why it was bad at first. Nowadays, I know it's a bit troublesome because my depression and anxiety is heightened, and also just a host of other emotions, new emotions, and new mixes of emotions that I don't know what to do about. I guess it wasn't a problem when I was younger because those feelings were simpler, those emotions were simpler. So thinking of it like that usually resulted in decent results. Usually resulted in decent results. So I didn't have a problem with it. But now that I'm, having these new experiences and getting these new mixed emotions and complex emotions, sometimes sometimes the best thing I can do is just feel it out, because I do feel these feelings for a reason, but the source of the feelings come from experiences and not problems. That's what it was. When I was younger, there's not a whole lot to worry about. So if something was bothering you, it was just like a physical issue that could be solved or could be worked through in some form or fashion. But I think a great example that's an intangible feeling is stress. I think that's a wonderful example. Um, like, you know, you can stress about stuff, but I think it's kind of a choice if you let things stress you out, you know? At the least that's how I feel, because like I have no reason to doubt my capabilities. So stress is, for the most part, usually just genuinely unwarranted, and not needed or helpful. Let me see what the fuck this bus is. I don't want to get lost in the sauce. Okay. We got time. Wait, how much time we got? We got like 11 minutes, it says. I'm gonna keep an eye on the app. Make sure this bus don't escape my sight. But yeah, like as you get older, you get to these nuanced emotions that come from experiences and sometimes from your own brain. So there's no solving it. You just kind of gotta feel it through, and just kind of let it pass on its own. Because to analyze the feeling, you know, to intellectualize it. Fuck, I really hope I'm saying that right. Such a weird word. To intellectualize it, you have to stay in that. You have to stay in that emotion. You know, in order to understand it a bit better. At least that's how I feel, because some of the emotions are just a bit difficult to like imagine up later, in order to solve then. Because like, I mean, you know, if the emotion is negative enough to, or just impactful enough in general to like ruin your mood or something, then you're definitely gonna have a different like bias, depending on how you feel. So it's really hard to associate and understand whatever you might be feeling once you're out of that, because you're not feeling it anymore. And so to conjure up this concept of a feeling, because you can't really think of how something feels. You can infer and you can imagine and you can even assume or predict, but like unless you try really hard, I feel like it's impossible to put yourself in a mindset to contemplate how you felt without making yourself feel that way again, if that makes sense, which I don't think it does at all. But I'm essentially saying, actually, yeah, I've like rambled on for way too long. What I'm trying to say is, the feeling, once it goes away, it's hard to analyze the mindset and the feeling itself once it's gone, because once it's gone, then you have to think about the mindset you were in and think about the feeling, and then once you have that, you have to hold that like idea and feeling there and then start to analyze. And that is far too much for the brain to juggle, especially with concepts so intangible as emotion and your like state of mind when when you're not in that state of mind anymore. It's the equivalent. I figured out how I want to say this now. It's straight up the equivalent of trying to do that for someone else. Like, I don't think it's too far off to say that once you get out of that mindset and emotion, if you try to go back to analyze it and think about it, you're just thinking about a whole different person at that point. I don't think it's crazy to say that, because it's like, it's obvious. Everyone would agree that they act very differently when they're sad than they do when they're happy, you know? So like, I feel like I'm right in saying that trying to analyze that emotion after it's gone um, is impossible, because it's like trying to think about what another person is thinking, a whole different being separate from your own. And that's just far too much for the brain to compute and keep up with on its own. And so that's why you can't really analyze without making yourself be stuck in that feeling. And that's all to say that that's why people say it's bad, because you're too busy trying to figure it out that you're not letting yourself feel. And that's where the ideals diverge, because I believe that, you know, there's some merit to learning from how you feel, and how you respond, and being self-aware about that. But it's really important to be prepared if the answer to the question of why do I feel this way is simply just because of an experience, or even something smaller like you saw or heard something. You know, you're looking for an answer, for a solution of sorts, and so you don't accept something so simple as you feel this way because that's just how you reacted. To put it even simpler, you feel this way because that's how you feel. You know, like that's just how simple it can be sometimes, or at the very least, just how non like intricate it can be as to the reasoning and understanding of that emotion. So I think there is some merit to analyzing your feelings, being self-aware, and intellectualizing those emotions. But there's a line, and it is extremely hard to tiptoe it. I've been working on it for a while, and I still struggle every now and again. But man, I don't even know why I'm talking about that. Shit, I lost the plot on that so hard. So I guess I'll move on, because that's all I have to say about that, really. I don't remember the broader topic, so I can't back out to whatever it was. Oh, that's so lame. Man, I wish I knew what I was talking about. That's funny. But I mean, I wish I knew like the topic of that conversation. I kind of lost it. Unlucky. This is gonna be difficult to hold because of how long I'm grinding for. Like this is a lot of grinding. Pause, I think. No, you can grind on women. But yeah, I think I'm not gonna force myself to talk about more if I don't have more to talk about, because that, like, I feel pretty expressed out. But like, I obviously want to keep talking, because like I said, I do enjoy doing this. I guess I can talk about something that bothers me. And this is a bit of a controversial take, but I don't like people, or no. Something I've noticed is that people in general are just not very self-aware or like thoughtful, or just really have the deep level of thinking that I possess. And that's not to be like, oh, I'm so much better than everyone. I mean, I am so much better than everyone, but that's not why I'm saying that. I'm just saying that because like it was a huge realization, you know, when I would come across these people And I'm just like, why didn't you think of this? It's so obvious, because it was obvious to me. And then I realized I'm just kind of different like that. Stuff like deep stuff like this just comes naturally to me. Like, I don't have to try. That's why I have such a passion for it, because I've been doing this essentially all my life. Like, unironically. So like stuff like this comes insanely naturally to me. So growing up, you know, I would just come across a lot of people who just didn't, and I was like, oh no, you're just stupid. And nah, that they were just normal motherfuckers who don't spend every waking moment thinking about everything all at once. But like, it is that, like, that sucks, honestly, just to be, you know, unique in that aspect, because I do a lot for other people, and I would like just any of that to be reciprocated. But people make it seem like such an arduous task to just be thoughtful, and it frustrates me because it's confusing and I just don't understand it. Because again, it just feels so natural. Like, if you're my friend, then, you know, yeah, I'm gonna be looking out for you. If I'm in a group with other people and I see somebody by themselves, or, you know, being quiet or not, interacting with the group, I'm gonna check on them to make sure they're good. That just feels like so obvious, because I feel like it's not a hard thing to notice when someone's just kind of being all by their lonesome. It doesn't seem that hard to notice when someone's been all by their lonesome. So, you know, when people have chances and opportunities to do that for me and they don't, I'm just appalled, just flabbergasted, because I'm just like, why, you know? And it just confuses and upsets me, because it's just like, it makes it feel, people make it feel like I'm just impossible to care for, when I genuinely don't ask for much. I just want some fucking friendship, like that, like in the most literal sense. Talk to me every now and again, check on me and every now and again, like I would you, like you would a friend. You know, like if I'm if you're talking to somebody and I'm just kind of sitting there, you know, could you like try to bring me in on the conversation maybe, and not just have me sit there? And you know, a rebuttal that someone might have is that, well, just join in on the conversation. I mean, shut the fuck up, you Neanderthal. That's what I say to that. If that was the solution, why wouldn't I fucking do that, you goddamn idiot? Like, obviously. But, you know, there are times when you walk up on two of your friends talking, or you, or they just start chatting about something, that you're not in on the loop on, just because you missed the context of the conversation or whatever it may be. Like, you know, like, if I could add something, then I absolutely would. Like, why wouldn't I? That's such an easy problem that could be solved by adding to the conversation, of course, but I don't know what the conversation is. And also, I'm not fucking rude. If two people are talking, I'm not gonna interrupt that conversation to be like, hey guys, can I join the conversation? Or like, if they're talking about something that maybe seems sensitive, or is just a very specific topic that they two brought up, I'm not gonna butt in. You know what I mean? Because that's just being courteous. And you know, another rebuttal might be that, well, if they're your friends, then, you know, you wouldn't feel that way. But the point is, like, people don't stick around long enough for us to reach that point of comfortability. So like, I'm still in this stage where it's like trying to be respectful, you know what I'm saying, before we can become actual friends, you know, with less boundaries and shit. But This is going on for too long. I gotta go. And actually, I'm saying that like I was interrupting something. I'm just kind of rambling, ranting. How long was that? 40? 50? Damn. I guess I had a lot more time on my hands than I thought. All right. Well, thanks for listening. Sorry if the gameplay wasn't fucking great. I wasn't really paying attention. I'll probably do a better map next time.